Hey, TKSPQR, and we're going to cover 5.0 sequence of activities. The first thing is the movement phase. Segment A, command determination segment. So right here we got the command determination segment. In the command determination segment, in the order of appearance chart, when it's time for a leader in his brigade to enter the board, they do so together. And I'll just bring this back a little bit. There we go. We have to choose who's going to be the primary commander. Any commander can be the primary commander, and at any time within any turn you can switch whoever's the primary commander, fire him, and make someone else the primary commander, as long as it's a level 1, a level 2, and a level 3. Level 4 cannot be the primary commander because they are the commander-in-chief. The CO, I suppose. So we can't use level 4. Here we have chosen Heath as the primary commander. And his brigade is going to move on the board right now. They do so in column. Or columns. So they just arrived on the board. Heath gets his activity through the activity capability chart, and I'll bring that to bear. Okay, now since Heath is the primary commander, you will check below here on the activity capability chart, and you will find an asterisk, and it says fixed, meaning it defaults, fixed activity level for commanders. Therefore, I find that one asterisk, and it's 8 activity points. It is a fixed rate for a primary commander. And according to the information below the activity capability chart, one asterisk means fixed activity level for commanders. Levels 1, 2, 3. And of course there's other asterisks for artillery, horse artillery, as well as fixed activity level for advancing brigades. So we have 8. I'll take that out. And back to this segment. These units are within the range of 3 of Heath, and they came in with Heath, so they're part of his command. And logically we chose Heath as the primary commander, therefore since they are within the range of 3, they get to move 8. And of course, I'll move Heath out of the way just a little bit so this unit gets to move. And they get that privilege. And as long as they stay connected at least 2 hexes away from the other brigade in column, and within the range of 3 for the column that's closest to, think of it as a connection of a circuit. This is within 3 of the range of Heath, and this is within 2 hexes of the other brigade. Therefore, they're connected, and they can move 8, and they're well to do for their column. So that is the command determination, segment A. This follows under primary movement segment, segment B. Qualified units may move, perform activities on the results of the activity capability chart. And as you saw, this falls under segment B. I'll just bring that down a little bit. This arrival with Heath got to enjoy 8 activity points on the primary movement. And I'll bring that back just a little bit. So they're well to do. Now during the primary movement segment B, reinforcements can arrive. And if there are not reinforcements, fine, you're good to go. So on the activity order of appearance, advanced order of appearance, whoever is next in line, if they are scheduled to go at the same time frame as reinforcements, they can arrive as well. And those are the reinforcements, which are right over here, according to the order of appearance. If you don't have reinforcements coming in, fine, no problem. Now the reinforcements are not part of these 2 brigades under Heath as a primary commander. However, if the reinforcements arrive and are 2 spaces or less, then they get to enjoy the activity that the primary commander Heath can do. Most likely that could happen, but sometimes reinforcements arrive somewhere else on the board. So they're all, and the activity order of appearance will tell you immediately the strength, everything, so you know what to do. Okay, so we took care of primary movement segment B. We took care of the reinforcements that's under segment B, which brings us to C, brigade movement segment. I'll bring that down. A brigade movement segment is a brigade working individually who does not have a level 2 or a level 3 commander, and they're just by themselves. They have no influence or anything to help them move, so they have to use the activity allotment table. So I'll bring the activity allotment table to view. And we'll just zoom in on that. got infantry and cav in battle line, which is not the case, but you don't even have cavalry in column. But you roll the dice from 0 to 6. You go over here. I do believe this is a typo. It should say infantry and cavalry in column, but it doesn't. I think infantry is missing. I really do. But you got battle line in column, and these are in column. So you roll the dice, say you get a 3. You cross-index to infantry, cav in column, and you get a 5. That means that this brigade by itself, individual, can move 5. 5 activity, which isn't bad. I'll read what the notes are underneath the activity allotment table. Brigades not under the primary commander, nor moving as reinforcements, must utilize this table to determine the maximum activity level for a turn. Of course, you got a modifier of -1 to the die roll if the brigade is moving independently. So in this case, we would have a -1. And a -2 modifier to the die roll if the brigade has been named to attack, which is not the case. So again, keep note, there should be infantry here in this box. I do believe this is errata, and it should be in there, because it does not make sense just to have cav in column and just have infantry and cav in battle line. It doesn't make sense at all. So, we have a brigade moving individually. There is no commander, level 2 or level 3. We use the allotment table, we got a 5. So these boys get to move 5. And let me find, there we go. So these boys get to move 5. And I'll just bring that out. Okay, recap. We had these 2 brigades under Heath who arrived at the order of appearance together. We chose Heath as the primary commander. We then used the activity allotment table, found out that he has a fixed rate of 8. His men move within his range, control, authority, and coordination. They had 8 activity points to move. Then the reinforcements arrived. They have a commander. It's not the primary commander, but it is a commander, therefore they have 8, and they can move in. If they are connected to one of Heath's men, they can join up and become part of Heath's brigade. If not, it's okay. Then the next turn we did was we did the brigade movement segment. He does not have a commander with him. He's only a brigade commander. Therefore, he had to use the allotment table. He got a 5. He moved 5. And just more clarity, I will do that. And we will put primary commander right there next to Heath. Okay. Now after the brigade movement segment C is done, we go to segment D, the command movement segment. Any level 3 or level 2 commander who is not the primary commander, with units or by themselves, if they have units, they'll be in the range, coordination, and authority of that commander. They will use the allotment table to move. So down here, I have a level 2 commander, division commander with a brigade, and I have a corps commander, Longstreet, with a brigade. So I take the allotment table, they're in column, so I roll the dice, say I get a 4. I cross index to infantry, cav, and column, and again I get a 5. So I move these 5. Just like that. Now for part 1, I only did segments A, B, C, and D. There's more to come in part 2. So let's recap one more time. The command determination segment. I picked Heath as a primary commander. Then I went to the primary movement segment. I moved his men after I checked the activity table. Found out that he has a default of 8 activity points. They moved. At this time, reinforcements can appear. And he has a commander with him, which is not surprising in the order of appearance. So the reinforcements arrive. They can arrive anywhere on the board, but like I said, if they're close to Heath, they can join Heath, or they can move by themselves. Okay, we did that. Next, the brigade movement segment, C. A brigade commander, level 1, is all by himself. He rolls for the activity allotment table. He finds out that he can move 5, so he moves. Moves 5. There you go. And last, at this video's sake, we've got the command movement segment. We take the activity allotment table, we roll the die for each brigade. We find out that Pickett can move 5, and just lucked out, let's just say Longstreet follows with him. Now when you move, and we'll cover this later, you always move the lowest man first to the highest man. So Pickett moves first and then Longstreet moves. And that covers, at this time, sequence of activities 5.0, segment A, segment Bravo, segment Charlie, segment Delta, under the movement phase. And I'll just bring this out. See if I can capture all of it. I think I can. Keep gaming.